Yes, pull, warp, gamble, lose money, take loan, gamble again! You'll hit it big one day. So 2.4 is either nearly here or here depending on when I'm uploading the video. I'm a uni student, so life is basically hell, and I can only manage weekly uploads at the moment, especially as I don't have a facecam webcam stuff, which means I have to edit a lot. Anyways, 2.4 is nearly here and we get 3 new characters and one of them is free, so we won't discuss March 7th Hunt Edition right now. I will be creating a guide for her though, so watch out! The 4 limited banner characters are Yunli, Jiaoqiu, Huohuo, and Sparkle. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I have to add that in. So who to pull? First of all, pull whoever you want. So if you're a Jiaoqiu simp, pull for him. This video is more of a guide for those who wish to be economical with their jades. I'll be giving each character a rating out of 10 for how worthy they are for your jades, but there will be multiple out of 10s for each character depending on the situation of why you might pull for them. Alright, so we're starting with Yunli. So Yunli is a character like Clara, except she deals more damage than Clara, hence Yunli is a counter character. That's good, which means that she's good. I also think that she's future-proof because of that, well, to a certain extent, since you'll never run out of enemies who attack you, Lamau. However, she does seem to deal not a high amount of damage like Acheron, Boothill, or Firefly, but that does make sense, since those characters are fucking just made to shred through enemies. Okay, so she deals high damage, but not obscene amounts of damage is what I meant. But that doesn't mean her damage output is bad either. It's quite good, frankly speaking, but don't expect an Acheron level character. So do you pull for her? Well, that depends on certain factors. If you don't have a DPS character or have only one, I reckon you can pull for her. In that scenario, I give her a 7 out of 10. This is lower than Mr. Pokies, from whom I got this idea from. The link to it is in the description, since I am now allowed by YouTube to add links in the description. This is because whilst her damage is high and she is not necessarily going to be power crept, it doesn't mean you cannot pull for better characters. This is especially because in 2.5, Fei Xiao will come out, and she seems to be really strong since, well, she's an Arbiter General. As a result, pulling Yunli isn't a bad idea, it's just that I think it's better to hold on till 2.5, for I think a better character with a higher DPS is coming out. Nonetheless, if you really like Yunli or need another DPS, then she's fine to pull and go ahead. Also, if you like her, just pull anyways. Also, if you already have 2 good DPS teams or more, then there's not a really good point, I think, in pulling for Yunli. But again, pull for who you want, not what I want. But if you want to be economical, then it's okay to take what I said into heed, but you don't have to. Pull whoever you want. As a result, if you have multiple DPS characters and or DPS teams, I give her a 3 out of 10. You can pull her if you want, but don't if you don't want to, lol. Okay, the next character released is a character called Jiaoqiu. Well, he exists. He basically is a debuff generator for your beloved Acheron. I think he's a 15% damage increase for her or something. He also seems to be okay for DOT teams too. But if anyone knows the story and has seen the dreams, knows that he is, well, he exists now. I basically give him an overall rating of 3 and 6 for Acheron if you don't have Silverwolf, but he is not the character of focus for the 2.4 update. I wouldn't personally pull for him because I find him very underwhelming. Also, if you have a DOT team, there are way better characters to pull for that team than Jiaoqiu, like Black Swan, Kafka, Huohuo, and even 4-star characters like Pela, Sampo, Gwynaifen, and Luca, at least in my opinion. Basically, he's like existing, as I've said before. He's not the particularly best character out there and seems to be neither overpowered nor underpowered. If you're a certified Acheron lover, then you can pull for him, but if you want to save Jades, then this is honestly the patch to do so. Jiaoqiu does well enough, but I would not want to necessarily go for him because I believe there are better characters coming in 2.5 with Fei Xiao and Ling Sha. So should he pull for him? I mean, I don't know. Again, a 3 out of 10 if you don't have Acheron or want him for a DOT team. And if you want to pull for him, like a 6 out of 10. So pull for him if you want to, or if you really like Acheron. Okay, so the next 2 characters are characters that are already out, but these characters are absolutely goated. These 2 characters are Huohuo and Sparkle. I'll start with with Huohuo. Huohuo is one of the best sustains in the game and my favorite sustain. If you watch this video that's showing up right here, you already know that she's one of my most favorite characters, so I'm very biased, but I'm going to try to be neutral. Huohuo has great utility as a sustain as she increases the allies' attack and also regenerates your allies' energy. That's really good and can be the difference between clearing MOC a cycle earlier than usual. Her sustain is insane as well since she heals a lot. Also, she has the best cleanse in the game. She basically cleanses the ever-loving hell out of anyone, preventing crowd control, DOT and whatever the fuck not from destroying your team. Nevertheless, she uses a lot of SP and can be difficult for new players to use, so she isn't necessarily your most intuitive character. But you can just figure out how to play her and not have trouble, lol. Just get good, so true. Okay, don't listen to that bit. Okay, so my ratings. I have 2 ratings. If you don't have a sustain or only one sustain, then she is, in my opinion, a must pull. For that, I give her a 10 out of 10. If you have 2 sustains, then she isn't necessarily a character you need to pull, but her utility is still really high, so I think she deserves to be pulled in my opinion. However, I'm being neutral, so I give her a 5 out of 10 for that. Overall, I think she has a high pull priority, higher than the new released characters like Yunli and Jiaoqiu. Your next limited banner character is Sparkle. Sparkle is a great character and basically best in slot for a lot of hyper carry teams. Hence, she is a great pull, on the same level as Huohuo in my opinion. She lifts characters up by manipulating the action bar and advancing target character forward. So is she good? Yeah, lots. She also increases crit damage and damage boost, basically just really good. She is like a Bronya that's completely SP positive because she uses her skill a lot, which lets her easily use her ultimate, which results in her ultimate being used. Wow, that's crazy, which is really good. Her ultimate basically restores SP and gives a damage percentage boost. That is why she is SP positive. Her skill action forwards the target ally by 50%, which 90% of the time is equal to 100% action forward, basically. Hence, she's basically always useful for hyper carry teams like Dan Hangs and Zilas and even E2 Acherons. So I give her a rating of 10 out of 10 for hyper carries. And if you have hyper carry teams, even if you have Bronya, since you'll only get stronger with her. As a result, you will never have enemies. However, if you run teams that are not hyper carry based, like Firefly's Break Effect team, DOT teams, or Acheron before her E2, since Acheron needs 2 nihilities before hitting E2, then she's not really worth it. Hence, for my account personally, she's not worth it since those are the teams I play with, the DOT and Firefly teams and the Acheron teams. However, for you, it might be different. As a result, if you don't have hyper carries, I give her a rating of, I'd say 5 out of 10. Nonetheless, she's hot as fuck, and so you should pull for whoever you want. She's still a great investment since she buffs a lot. So yeah, these are my ratings for every character for 2.4. Pull for whomever you want at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day. Trust me, just pull who you want. However, I don't think Yunli and Jiaoqiu are the best pulls for your account, especially Jiaoqiu. That's just my personal opinion. I think Huohuo and Sparkle are going to be way better investments into your account. Yunli is fine and is a great DPS, but you know what? There are better DPSs out there that you can save for. But these are my opinions. This has been my video, and remember to like and subscribe. Sorry for spazzing out at the end. Where's Ruan Mei? I didn't mention her once. Fuck!